Tonight, I watched Witty's YouTube video looking back on the state of Warcraft 3 Reforged after 4 years. It was a good video. He clearly put a lot of time into reviewing the state of Warcraft 3 Reforged. But you know, the insidious danger of YouTube, at least in my life personally, is the effect video watching has on our human focus. Why should we worry about the issues with Reforged, or be annoyed at Bobby Kotick's interventions, if we could, instead, outplay Bobby Kotick at his own game? I'm starting to feel a little old with regards to being a Warcraft 3 personality. In this creative space, I'm the kind of character who's going to get killed off by Arthas, perhaps like Uther. Nevertheless, I would like to propose an idea to the people who still mod Warcraft 3. In the summer of the year 2022, I came to realize something ghastly, something that we all have been forgetting to pay attention to. Activision announced the Warcraft Arclight Rumble, something that I knew did not interest me because it was unlikely to have any map editor, and in return I thought it would be funny to port Warsmash to Android simply to poke fun at Bobby Kotick. Maybe I was a younger lad back then. But to be honest, the fundamental concept of getting source code to emulate the parts of Warcraft 3 and then to run them as a mobile app worked frighteningly well. And it is there that forgotten truth momentarily was laid out before me. The phone devices are simply computers that do not run Warcraft 3, until now. But this idea extends beyond playing Warcraft 3. When a user sends me a report that something is off or broke in Reforged Model Studio, these days I am often fairly slow to respond, much slower for some reason than if someone sends me a digital message on the phone systems. This difference is a top-down design flaw. It is caused by people like Bobby Kotick, who didn't have the eyes to see their company technology for what it is. Someone could make a mobile version of Reforged Model Studio, a mobile version of World Editor, and a mobile version of Warcraft 3. Then, whenever we need to check or update a Warcraft 3 3D model, or the unit data inside of a map, we could do that from anywhere on our handset. I believe this technology would be better and more fun than Warcraft Arclight Rumble. Imagine if I could join a custom game on Reforged from my handset. The only reason that we cannot do that today is because Activision did not decide to build the technology. But with Warsmash, I began to see the experiment that should have, in theory, been capable of laying the foundation for any of those technologies. If I were not alone, not doing something so obscure, but instead was a member of a community of inspired developers who all wanted Warcraft 3 as a technology concept to be preserved, we surely would have built out this mobile technology. But as I said, seeing that ghastly reality of how easy that would be to do was one of the steps that led me to make the stupid mistake in 2022 of making a parody of myself, receiving a fake takedown notice from Activision about Warsmash. Something about seeing true power, and knowing that the people at this company already had the technology I was building, and they already had the power, but they refused to share it with the world to make a better future, made me realize I did not want those people to be able to rely on Warsmash. I did not want Activision or their affiliates to be able to sit down in a boardroom and look at each other and say, "Hey man, that Warsmash project really looks like he took our secret sauce. So we should assume that he will maintain Warcraft 3, and we do not need to." Because I know I am only some guy on the internet, and I believe that I should not impact or stop the folks at that company from actually doing their jobs just because of the way I choose to play the game. In a moment of weakness, the self-parody seemed like a good idea to me because it would destroy my reputation in the eyes of Activision. If they believed Reforged was untrustworthy scum, then they would have no option but to do their jobs. No option but to continue to see value in the original Warcraft 3 source code, which to this day outperforms Warsmash in many aspects.
But instead of Activision paying any attention to what you were doing, it got noticed by the Warcraft 3 modding community. So they must consider this an act of treason.
Treason? Have you lost your mind, Hive Workshop?
Have I? Lord Retira, directly following your actions, a new position at Blizzard Careers opened up for a person to manage what remained of Warcraft 3. And then Playside Studios got involved, and patch 133 was pushed into production. All of the problems of all of the Reforged players over the last year, and the newly presented technical issues, might actually have been your fault, and you didn't even play Reforged anymore, and instead played Warsmash. So, I hereby relieve you of your services to Reforged and suspend your YouTube privileges from service. Those of you who have the will to trudge through a web menu and continue using what's left of the Frozen Thrones client, follow me. The rest of you, get out of my sight.
I have just crossed a terrible threshold, Arthas.
I'm sorry, Hive Workshop. I can't watch you do this. I can't bring myself to play Chronicles of the Second War campaign.
But conveniently, after that story played out, my new phone arrived. My phone is a computer made by an obscure laptop hardware company in California, where they compressed desktop Linux as it existed for laptop computers into the form factor of a mobile phone, and added texting features. So now my phone not only texts and calls, but if I dock it to a monitor, it can also run Retira Model Studio. Because of this, I will not continue to port Warsmash or any other technology to Android. The Android no longer interests me, and when society tries to push me to use it, I will attempt to reject their efforts, in much the same way an Amish person rejects our technology. And so, if you want the mobile technology imagined in this video, the burden of development now falls to you, the viewer. And it is thus that watching a witty video recapping the history of Reforged might not be as good of a use of time as developing mobile map development technologies for the future.